my unpopular luxury opinions, maybe some decisions I've made that, you know, other people are just like, yeah, I don't get that, or you're crazy, or that doesn't make any sense to me. I was tagged to do this video by Meredith from Living Lux with Meredith. If you have not seen her channel before, what rock are you living under? But I will make sure that her video is linked below. And she started this tag and very kindly tagged me to do it. And so this is going to be my 5 or maybe 6 things that I think are unpopular opinions or decisions that I've made. So let's get into them. So I've got my notes here, so if I happen to glance down, I'm just, you know, trying to keep myself on track here. But the first thing was an unpopular decision that I made, and that was to sell my black caviar classic flap. I do intend to do an entire video on why the classic flap isn't for me and why I sold it and all those things. But just to give you like the Reader's Digest version, we went to Europe and I thought, oh my gosh, we're gonna be in Paris. Like I have to buy a black classic flap from the Rue Cambon store, like bucket list kind of thing. Yeah, I should never have done that. I basically bought it. It sat on my shelf unused for a variety of reasons, which I'll go into in that video. But for, let's see, we went in September and I believe that I sold that bag in maybe like April, May timeframe, somewhere around there, about 6 or so months later. And yeah, it sat there on a shelf and it was beautiful, and I would take it and I would like try it on in the mirror and think, oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful bag. And like right after we came back, there was a price increase. So it went from, I mean, at the time in the US dollars, it was 7,800, went to 8,800. But my point is, it's just not me. It's just not me. And people, especially because I bought it in Paris, just are like, are you crazy? Like you bought that in Paris at the Rue Cambon store and you have the white packaging and the whole thing. And yeah, so I sold that classic flap. Yeah, and I've never looked back. So if you're new here, my name is Lisa. I like to do videos on luxury handbags, shoes, ready to wear. I like to do some styling videos, and I do those things from the perspective of someone who is in the middle of her life, as well as someone who is mid-sized. So, you know, if you enjoy that kind of content, come join us. Click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. So the next unpopular opinion I have, I realized I had this unpopular opinion after I watched Autumn Beckman's recent video on bags made in China. And it has nothing to do with China, but my unpopular luxury opinion is that I don't care where a bag is made. I do not understand people who are obsessed with, you know, when they buy a Louis Vuitton piece, like it has to be made in France, right? I mean, if they're looking at, you know, buying a Neverfull or buying a Speedy or whatever, if it's made anywhere else, like they will go through multiple pieces. If they have multiple pieces in a boutique, they will go through 5, 6, 7 of them until they find the one that's made in France. Now, I'm not sure how people are doing that now, because they have, you know, they have the chip in them, the whatever it is, the RFID tag inside them. So you wouldn't necessarily know where something is made because it doesn't have that like date code tag anymore, which told you which country it was made in. So I'd be curious to know, for those of you who do think it's important where something is made and really, really want that made in France piece, how do you know? Some pieces do say like where they're made. For example, the side trunk that I purchased and then subsequently returned, I know inside, you know, where the Louis Vuitton Paris was, it did say made in France. So maybe they're doing that on all bags. I'll have to look at my Pochette Métis and see if it has that on there. Maybe that's the way people are getting around it. So maybe it is designated now on all bags in some way, but I'm not sure about that. If you have any information on that, put it below in the comments. But anyway, my point is, I don't care if it's made in the US. I don't care if it's made in Spain. I don't care if it's made in Italy. I don't care if it's made in France. Like, I don't think that any one of those places does a better job than any of the others. Because if you go on the purse forum or you watch YouTube videos, you will see a problem with a bag from any one of those countries. It makes absolutely no difference. I would love to see like the statistics on that. I mean, obviously it would be hard to get, but if there was some way to like do the statistics on, you know, bags from each country and which ones have, you know, have faults or defective or whatever. I'm not a statistician, but I would be interested to know that. So, yep, my unpopular opinion, I don't care where anything's from. My next unpopular luxury opinion, I do not think there is any such thing as purse piece. Now, I mean, if you have purse piece, that's amazing. But in my brain, I will never have purse piece. There are too many beautiful new things that come out. Fashion houses are coming out with new designs, which, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later, but they come out with new designs all the time. Now, some of them come out with a lot, and like I said, we'll talk about that later. But, you know, like if you take Fendi, for example, you know, they're not like making new designs like every single season, kind of like that. But, you know, they intersperse some here and there. Same with Dior, same, whatever. And if you think that you have purse piece and then one of those items comes out, are you not allowed to buy it then because you had purse piece? And so that should mean that your collection's complete, right? Another reason is my tastes change. I mean, I can absolutely 100% tell you that what I purchased 10 years ago from Louis Vuitton, those things are not in my collection anymore because they're just not my style anymore. They're just, they don't suit my lifestyle. They're just not me. And so from my own personal perspective, I don't think I'll ever have purse piece. I like changing up my collection too much. And it's just, yeah, my tastes change, new things come out. That's why it's hard for me to have a wish list because I'm more of an impulse kind of person. Like I see something, I think it's beautiful and I want to buy it. Now, granted, there are certainly some things that have been on my wish list for a long time and I plan for and, you know, I save for and I buy those things. But I probably have more things that I just think are absolutely stunning and they just enter my collection. So for me, purse piece does not exist. Okay, these next two may offend some people and I apologize ahead of time if either of these offend you. But the next one is that I really dislike, I'm not going to say hate, but I really, really dislike the comic, anime, Disney collabs. Like, I don't want, you know, Dumbo on my bag. I don't want characters on my bag. I just, it's not that I think they make them childish, and I get it, right? If you're a huge Disney fan, then yeah, you're all about the Mickey and Gucci collab bags. I just personally don't get it. I think it's very, as we would say in Yiddish, kitschy. Yeah, they're just not for me. I have absolutely no desire to have little things on my bag that has just, yeah. Now, it's not to say that I don't like collabs, because there certainly have been collabs out there, or swaps, or hacks, or whatever, you know, the term that some of the fashion houses use when they're doing certain collabs. that I think are great, right? And they, you know, use the different brands in very creative ways. And I think that's great. But I just, the whole like having these little like painted pictures of these different characters and creatures, and yeah, you will never see one of those in my collection. And my final luxury unpopular opinion is that, stay with me here, I think that Louis Vuitton has kind of become fast fashion. Now hear me out. So I realize that there are other fashion houses, i.e. Chanel, who have multiple seasons and create huge frenzies with every one of their season drops, right? I think there are 6 altogether. You know, they've got the Coco Neige and the Beach or whatever in there, but I'm not talking about those. The 6 like main collections that come out. So it's basically 1 every 2 months, which is a lot, right? I get that, but I think that Louis Vuitton takes it to the next level. They don't just have seasons. It's like a revolving door at Louis Vuitton. And all you have to do is look at Foxy LV's Instagram page, and God love Foxy LV. I mean, she is a godsend to the Louis Vuitton lovers out there for all of the information she has and that she shares. And so you know when the next big things are coming and when you should reach out to your SAs. I think that's awesome. Foxy LV is the trend mood of Louis Vuitton items, right? Trend mood talks about all of the upcoming makeup releases. Foxy LV is that for Louis Vuitton pieces. And it's amazing. Like I said, I think she does an incredible job and performs a service that nobody pays her for, you know, for doing that. But I am going to be doing a video upcoming, probably next week it'll go up, about my opinions on some of these new Louis Vuitton pieces that are dropping. And I'm not joking, like I have things screenshot from like 3 weeks ago, and as I'm scrolling through Instagram, Foxy LV has come out with more, like there's another new one and another new one. I mean, it's like at some point I just have to like cut it and be like, okay, Lisa, enough, you have to film this video. But like, I mean, it could go on forever unless I just, you know, say, okay, I've got enough, we'll go with this. But it made me realize that when I decided to do this video, and I wasn't doing the video to talk about the number of releases that they have. It was just to kind of go through, it's that rating grid thing. I've seen some other YouTubers do it, and I just thought it would be fun to do because Louis Vuitton does come out with a lot of things, and I thought it would be fun to do with their new collection. Well, like I said, then I realized the new collection never ends. It just keeps going round and round. And where it stops, nobody knows. I know that may offend some people who just are diehard Louis Vuitton fans, and I love Louis Vuitton. I think it's a great fashion house, but I just think that the amount of items that are being pumped out of Louis Vuitton has really turned it, I hate to say this, kind of into the H&M and Zara of luxury fashion. So there you have it, my 5 unpopular luxury opinions / choices. I would love to hear what yours are, so please in the comments below, let me know something that you think is an unpopular luxury opinion or an unpopular choice that you have made. Thank you again to Meredith for tagging me. I really, really appreciate it. So I would like to tag Luxe Petite, Classics with a Quirk. Hopefully she's making videos again. I know she kind of took a little hiatus, but I think she's back making videos. So hopefully she will, because I think she would have some interesting perspectives to share. And the last one is Luxe Purse Love. Melinda at Lux Purse Love. So those are the 3 creators that I am going to tag. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It does really help the algorithm to get my video out there to other people. And don't forget to comment below and let me know what your unpopular luxury opinion is. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.